Hello everyone, it's 2020 and I just decided to make a video on how to install Black Arch Linux in your Arch-based Linux distribution. Now, if you don't know what Black Arch is kind of a penetration testing distribution that has over 2000 tools as mentioned here, and it's kind of very similar to any other penetration distribution like Kali Linux, Blackbird, Parrot Security OS, etc. Now, it's not that it has 20, 24, 28,000 different tools, but then the reason that I'm going for Black Arch is that it's because that I am an Arch Linux user, and it helps me in a way that I can test systems in an Arch based distro, right? So if you see here, there is a guide section which is going to give you pretty much every detail on how to install Black Arch in your existing Arch distribution, but I'm going to show you the one that I did, and it did work for me without running into a lot of different errors. So hopefully let's get started. So if you run into the blog session of this Black Arch website, you would find that the new post which says that Black Arch has been updated and the newest edition of Black Arch has been released today, which is January 1st of 2020. They fixed a lot of different bugs, and they've updated a few different packages, which is nice to hear. And so we'll see how to install this. I'm going to open up my terminal. So okay, by default Black Arch runs on OpenBox, but since I'm using i3 which is on top of Manjaro, so I'm going to try to install this on top of Manjaro. Okay, in order to do this, I'll have to run this command. I'm just basically going to curl -0 https /blackarch/shrap.sh. So you can basically see the strap has been downloaded. If I'm going to ls-la, and you can see that it has only read and write permission. So since this is a bash script, we need executable permission to execute the script. In order to do that, we just type in chmod +x to give the executable permission and strap.sh. Now if I do ls-la, you can see that it does have an executable permission and we'll be able to run it. So I'll clear the screen for now. Say /strap.sh. This is going to ask us to run as root. So sudo /strap.sh. I'm going to input my password, and this is going to install the Black Arch keyring. So for you it's going to take a little while. Since I've done this, it's not going to take a little while. So it's just appending few different keys, and you can basically see that it is updating the database. Now we can also manually go ahead and update the database in case, just to make sure that everything is fine, right? So we'll just wait for this process to finish. And I'll go back to, you should basically get a message that the Black Arch is ready, and you can pretty much install any tools from the Black Arch repo, right? So we'll make sure that it's updated again. So I'll simply run sudo pacman-syyu. This is going to update and upgrade for you. So in case if you do have a lot of different updates and upgrades for your machine, it's going to take a relatively long period of time. Since I have my PC updated and upgraded, it's not going to take a lot of time for me, but for you it should be a different case. Okay, that being said, we'll go back to our other terminal. I'm going to clear the screen over here while that is running. Okay, so how do I install packages from Black Arch? So in order to view what are the different kinds of groups that you have in your Black Arch repository, you'll have to basically run this command, just pacman sg grep black hash. So what this is doing is, now if you just run a man pacman, this is going to open up the manual page for pacman, and you should basically see the -g flag. I don't really know where the -g flag is. Yeah, -g flag is going to display the groups that are available, right? So if I'm going to run pacman -sg this is going to display all of the packages, right? Sorry, all of the groups that exist in that pretty much exist in pacman. Now if you just type in pacman -sg, you can, this is going to return a lot of different results. We don't really need to see all of these results, right? So we just want groups that are associated with black arch. So since that's the one that we are trying to install, so what we can do is I'll simply say pacman -sg and I'll grep for black arch. Yeah, so now this is going to list out a bunch of different groups that is associated with black arch. Now you can install the groups that you want or the tools that you want to be specific, or you can also install pretty much everything that is associated with black arch, right? So just clear the screen, and in order to do that, let's say you want to install a specific group, right? Let's say you want to install black arch. Okay, where is it? -sg. My bad. Let's say you want to install web application, right? This web application group from black arch. So I would simply run pacman. I'll have to do the sudo -S black arch web app, right? So if you wanted to install any other different group, you'll just replace the web app with that name, right? So when you hit enter, this is going to ask what are the tools that you wanted to install. You can either select numbers or the number of tools that you wanted to install, or if you click hit enter, this is going to install pretty much all of the 350 different tools that are available, right? So I have everything installed, so it says reinstalling, and I don't want them to install right now, but if you wanted to install, you can go ahead and give Y as S and N as no, right? And this is going to pretty much install different tools. Yeah, so it is checking integrity and trying to install different. Now I don't want to do this. I'm going to interrupt right here. Let's say I want to install pretty much everything from black arch. In that case, I'll simply say sudo pacman -s and black arch, right? Again, this is going to show you all of the tools that are available, which is more than 24,000, I guess. Sorry, 2,400. My bad. When you hit enter, this is going to install pretty much all of them, right? You would probably run into questions like this, and you might have to choose a dependency, like the extra dependency. For most cases, you can go for the default one, and for few things, like for instance, like if you want what kind of OpenCL driver you want, you can specifically choose them. You can check that in your device, and in most cases the default should work, right? And one more thing that you can possibly run into is it's going to ask you about what kernel support that you wanted to install. If you type uname, so I'll go back to this terminal. If you type uname -a, sorry, uname -a, this is going to tell you what is the current kernel version that you're using. In this case, I'm using Linux 5.3.18 from Manjaro. So if you run into a question like this, which is going to ask you to choose a kernel version, let's say 4.19, 4.20, 5.1, something like that, and you might have to choose the current kernel that you are using. Now if you choose a different kernel, that basically could result in a different error, and it would be really hard to troubleshoot. So I really recommend choosing the kernel version that you are currently using. Now in this case, if I run into such an error, I would basically choose 5.3.1 or whatever is listed here, that is approximately equal to 5.3, right? So that being said, this is how you install Black Arch in a nutshell. So there are other different ways that you can check out the guide. I really do recommend you to check out the guide, and thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.